Hey guys, Mike with Greasy Hands Garage. Back here on Project Disco, the 79 El Camino. And as you can see, the engine is hanging. So, I've either got to get a set of extra hands to help me shove the car back, or get the, come along and winch it out. So, but yeah, all I had left to do was exhaust, driveline, shifter linkage, speedo cable, cross member. So, as you can see, I'm using an engine lift plate on this 2-barrel. It's a funky shaped 2-barrel. So I just drilled a couple of new holes in the plate and using the gasket as a template. Screwed some bolts in there. Plenty good. Let's see here. So I went ahead and undid the harness from the firewall plug. So all I've got left literally is the brake pressure switch at the proportioning valve to unplug, and the whole harness will go with the engine. And like I said in yesterday's video, that way I can lay it out on the floor, go over it with a fine-tooth comb, make sure it's good. So as I was saying before, my phone here decided to cut me off and run out of memory. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing out, and once it's on the ground, I'll separate the engine from the transmission. The engine's going to go on the engine stand, and we'll start getting it cleaned up, get the engine apart. Got some stuff to do to it, so stay tuned. Alright guys, well, the end of day 3, engine's out, and getting it ready for a pressure wash. I did a tech tip video, and that will explain why the rockers are loose and the valve cover's off, which it'll go back on. Transmission's off, and I already did a preliminary wash, but I'll be doing it again. Did another preliminary wash of the frame and the firewall. Everything's pretty clean this time. There's a few spots, like over there, it's kind of dingy. I need to clean. This cross member is pretty greasy, so I'm going to spray it down with purple power, let it soak overnight. Then I'll hit it again in the morning, and I'll scrub it with, I have a couple of different scrub brushes. Hit it with pressure washer one final time. Do a quick wire wheel job on the, tops of the frame rails, anything real big and visible. Then I can start painting. And of course, still got to deal with the heater box yet. And I'm not sure if I'm going to pull the power brake booster off yet or not. I am going to paint the master cylinder, because that's rusty and nasty looking. Not going to work for me. Got this old vent line here. This thing, we don't even have emissions for vehicles here anymore in Washington State. No more emissions testing, so being this thing is older than 30 years anyway, somebody had already eliminated the charcoal canister. So this vent line, I'm going to cut it off back there by that exhaust pipe and bend it up and just put a breather on it, because it is a vent line from the gas tank. So I don't want to plug it off. Now they've got it plugged here. I don't agree with that. Being it's a vent line, it should vent, not be capped off. But yeah, that's where we're at for the day. Tomorrow we'll get the engine totally cleaned up, get it on the stand, get the pan off of it, start doing the part swap that we got to do, the cam lifters, valve springs. The transmission's getting a new front and rear seal and a filter kit before it goes back in, and get rid of that obnoxious factory exhaust bracket. But all in all, that's where it is. So just wanted to give you guys an update on disassembly day 3. And yeah, so from starting tomorrow, it's work on the engine, and then of course I got the wiring harness, the whole front engine compartment and front lighting harness is right there. So I'll be going through that. There's our cross member to clean up and paint. These are all parts that need cleaned up and painted that I'm going to reuse, minus the fan shroud and that radiator. So, yeah. Over here, I've got the drive shaft, which I'll do a good inspection on the U-joints. I'll clean it up and paint it. You guys already saw the inner fender panels. They're popping pretty nice. I like